Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for She-Hulk Attorney at Law, Season 1, Episode 2, Superhuman Law. Welcome, everybody. Let's take care of some business first, then we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. And if you're feeling lucky or you feel like gambling, you can hit that bell down below, and YouTube may or may not notify you when I come on live. The best thing to do is go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it out every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media and all the links to my pages there as well. All righty. Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video you can comment down below in the comment section. Giving you enough time to hit pause or stop or whatever it is you need to do. All right. So, this episode was more the filler episode than anything else. Yes, we got Jen, of course, ends up losing her job as a assistant district attorney because she did the right thing, which again is another superhero trope. So a lot of She-Hulk makes fun of superhero tropes while doing superhero stuff. That's what the comics did. That's what this show looks like it's going to be doing as well. So Peter Parker is famous for doing the right thing and getting screwed over because he does the right thing all the fucking time. Um, She-Hulk or Jen because she protected those people from getting squashed by Titania. Um, loses her job because she lost the case against GLK and H because she was going to win, but because she saved the jury was now biased towards her. So that and the district attorney said it correctly. He's like, we can't have you on any case because you're looked at as a superhero now, and so everyone's going to look upon you favorably. That's going to be an unfair advantage, and you can't practice law. And so we have a montage, of course, of her trying to find different jobs, applying for different jobs, and of course, being let down. We also get at one point, she is scrolling through like jobs that she can do that aren't lawyer jobs. And if you look on that web page really quickly, off on the right hand side, there's a little sidebar of stuff that's happening in the news. One of them is a tie into the Eternals. They talk about a giant statue that's in the middle of the ocean. Uh, yeah, for that. And then the other one, which is kind of interesting, talks about a man with a metal claws in a bar brawl, uh, which is Wolverine. So we actually have Wolverine introduced into the MCU, besides the Princess Bar, which was just a kind of offhand reference in Falcon and Winter Soldier. But this is a direct, this is Wolverine at this point. So that's actually an interesting little tidbit there. Sirius has got to say the first shot of the episode cracked me up. The idea that a court stenographer sat there sketching She-Hulk checking a bench at a supervillain is just ridiculous on so many. Yeah, that is the other thing too that is fairly ridiculous. I agree with you, Sirius. So and the other thing I do love is the bar that she goes into to after she had caught that thing that got tossed at her, the big shelf, the big desk, whatever it was, is called Legal Ease. EASE. So there's a whole bunch of tongue in cheek jokes going on in this show, as well as the comic. That is what it is all about. I appreciate that they are actually keeping that tone with the show as well as the comic. Um, but again, this episode, like I said, was pretty much a filler episode. Uh, Jen ends up getting a job offer from GLK&H, which, by the way, stands for, and I need to look at my notes here, Goodman, Lieber, Kurtzberg, and Holloway. So Lieber, of course, is Stanley Lieber's real name, not Stanley. It was Stanley Lieber. Uh, Goodman, I can't remember. I believe he's one of the people that was helping out in Timely Comics, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember. And Kurtzberg, I want to say is a writer, but I can't remember offhand. But Holloway is the one that actually is the one that hires her, and they're heading up a superhuman law firm, law division, I should say, at their firm. And he wants Jessica Walters to be there, and in She-Hulk form is what the whole deal is. And her first case, of course, is the Abomination, or Emil Blonsky, who is up for parole at this point. And for those of you who don't know, 14 years ago, there was a movie with Edward Norton called The Incredible Hulk, where the Abomination, played by Tim Roth, happened. And there's a little joke that's in there at one point. Jen does call her cousin Bruce, since he fought the Abomination, and the Abomination tried to kill him and everything. And she at first seems like she's going to call him for advice, but really she's just kind of calling him to tell him that she's taking the job. And at one point, he says, "Well, that fight was 14 years ago. It's because you know, he's a completely different person now. I'm a completely different person now, literally." Which is the other joke, because Mark Ruffalo took over from Edward Norton, so that's the other in joke, which is pretty fucking funny, I have to admit. So CBM says, I think the comedy for the first episode was fairly solid, but it really picked up this episode. Okay. Yeah, there are definitely little things that are in there that are funny. Sirius says, yeah, those little things are what get me. It's unfortunate because I feel like most people won't even notice that kind of thing. I agree with you. There are all these little, so if you were a fan of the John Byrne comics, this is really what this was. This was all about this. Um, that's what this show is. This show is the John Byrne comics, but of course brought into the modern age. Sirius says, I also did love that they brought Tim Roth back. Been a fan since that show Lie to Me. Yeah, having Tim Roth back. Well, of course, we saw him in Shang-Chi as the Abomination. Of course, he voiced him, I should say. We didn't see him. And of course, at the very end of this episode, we get that once she decides to take the job and calls up Holloway to tell Holloway that she's taking the job, he says, well, look at the news. And then he hangs up. And of course, we find out the Abomination's been going out and doing cage fighting, of course, with Wong, which we've already seen in Shang-Chi. So obviously he's been getting out of prison somehow with Wong's help. And that's probably going to put a crimp in her, in her case now at this point. Oh, you haven't seen Shang-Chi? Yeah. So that footage that was there, Sirius, is is directly taken from Shang-Chi. So yeah. There is there's a funny moment there. So I'm not going to I won't spoil it for you, because there's more to it than that. I'm still gonna say Aquafina's fucking annoying in the movie, but there you go. Yeah. Yeah, Wong Wong is involved. That's all I'm gonna say on that, and I'll leave it at that. So I'm looking forward to more. I mean, there's no Daredevil in this episode. We were promised a little bit of Daredevil in this. We didn't get Daredevil. I'm kind of disappointed in that. But at the same time, um, well, we did get Mark Lynn Baker, which, for those of you who don't know who Mark Lynn Baker is, there is a 90s sitcom called Perfect Strangers out there that was very, very, very popular. And Mark Lynn Baker happens to be one of the duo of that Perfect Strangers. He actually plays Jessica's father in this. At first, I was looking, I'm like, I know that voice. I've heard that voice. And I'm looking at the dude and I'm like, I don't recognize the face. And I keep looking at him, and then it finally clicked. Yeah. So Siri says, "Yeah, I was gonna call you out on that no Daredevil thing." Hey, that wasn't my fault on that one. That's all Marvel's fault on that one. They should have had Charlie Cox in there. CBM says, "I'm guessing Wong is in the next episode." I don't know, CBM. I don't know. It could be. We could have Wong in the next episode. There are going to be a whole bunch of D-list, C-list villains, heroes, things like that that are going to be coming through the door in this season. We already know this. Um, and that's the other thing I kind of look forward to in this as well. This is the other side of Marvel. That is not the fighting the big battles every day kind of thing. This is the what if this was real and you had to deal with this on a day-to-day basis, and you also wanted to mine it for comedy. That's what this series is. They are going to, of course, tie it into other stuff as well, like with Hulk being on board the Sakaar ship and heading off to most likely Sakaar to go and meet his son and start off World War Hulk. um, that's where I'm guessing they're going with this. We are going to get tie-ins to the bigger movies with this, even though it's a comedy. They are setting some stuff up. I can already start. I'm starting to see this. I mean, we already have the mutants. We have, Wolverine reference there. There is going to be a mutant that appears, has already been named. I'm not going to say who it is because I'll wait until the episode comes up. But there are also going to be other villains, things like that. Leapfrog, for example, which is a fucking stupid villain. He really is. And oh wait, a hero actually. And yeah, there are going to be some funny shit moments that are happening in this. So yeah, there you go. My brain's going in 15 different directions at once about what to say and what not to say. So that's why I'm there. So while this episode was not great. It wasn't, like I said, it was a filler episode. It still was fun. It had some stuff there to give us, and also had a whole bunch of Easter eggs in there as well. So there are things in there to take a look at. Now, there are going to be a lot of fucking haters on all of this because, it's a female led show. My penis is small. Yeah. Anyway, fuck them. Um, I'm sorry, but yeah, all the haters out there and all this, you've never read the comics. So go fuck off, go fuck yourself. And that's where I'm gonna leave it at that. So, and yeah, we all know who I'm talking about too. There's somebody else out there too. Anyway, with that said, what else do I have going on for the rest of the day? Well, in a little bit here. What time is it now? 6:45-ish, somewhere around there. I'm gonna shoot for 7:15 to do Harley Quinn season 3, episode 7. Um, and then tomorrow, of course, is gonna be Resident Alien. Saturday, I'm gonna be off. Sunday is gonna be another episode of Is It Worth My excuse me, Sunday edition of Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news of the week and any genre stuff you guys want to talk about, we talk about it. Monday is going to be an early edition. It's probably going to be either early, either in the morning or early afternoon of House of the Dragon. So I'm doing that on Monday during the day. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, I'm going to be off. So I'm going to be on vacation. So I'm going to be off. And then Friday is going to be a triple header next week of She-Hulk, Harley Quinn, and of course Resident Alien. They're going to be spread throughout the day there. Just take a look at the schedule at that point. So with that said, thank you to everybody who joined me today in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, why? Take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up here just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, go over to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I have up there. I change it out every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media there and all the links to my pages as well. All right. With that said, I will see you guys in a little bit here for Harley Quinn. Like I said, 7:15 is what I'm shooting for. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may find out that even though you did the good thing that you're supposed to do, you're still going to get kicked in the ass for it. And that's just all about being a superhero. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again in about half an hour here. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, wear those masks, get those vaccine shots, get the boosters as well. They don't work without the boosters. And stay safe out there. So if I don't see you in half an hour, have a good rest of your night. And for those of you who are coming by, I'll see you in half an hour. Thanks, everyone. Have a good rest of your night.